This was a big win. Ladies and gentlemen, rarely is justice served quickly in the legal system. Usually, you have to wait years to see a result. But today is an exception. And I want to share it with you guys because just a week ago, we talked about this YouTuber, Atozy, getting sued for absolutely insane reasons. Basically, he called out this millionaire crypto YouTuber, BitBoy Crypto, and got sued because of it.
You've been served early. What are you doing?
What did he say that was so wrong? Well, he called him a dirtbag and said you shouldn't listen to him for financial advice, which I agree with. Apparently, this was so defamatory that BitBoy decided he was going to sue him and wasn't going to stop until Atozy had paid him for damages. And apparently, this lawsuit came while Atozy was about to have a kid, and to make matters worse, he's having to make this emergency response video while his wife is literally going into labor and they're running to the emergency room. Now, I'm not saying BitBoy knew about any of this. I'm just saying this to show that Atozy was in deep trouble. And this is why myself and many others made videos about this topic. But honestly, there wasn't a lot we could do until everything changed. Because when Atozy dropped his response video, he set up a GoFundMe for his legal defense, which initially raised a few $1,000s, but then BitBoy decided to do maybe the dumbest thing possible. He decides to mock the fundraiser of the guy that he's suing. He says, "I'm sure they can all borrow $10 from their mom's purse to help you out there, bud." Talking, of course, about Atozy's fans. And obviously after that, things went crazy, because Atozy's fans and anyone watching from the sideline realized what this was. BitBoy was bullying this guy and then mocking him for it, suing you and then mocking you about it. And before long, Atozy started bringing in tons of donations from everywhere, even an $100,000 donation from Kobe, who we brought on the show before. And within 48 hours, Atozy raised $200,000 for his lawsuit to defend himself, which suddenly made things a very different story, because it's one thing to sue a guy when he doesn't have money to fight you. It's a whole other thing to piss off the entire internet and then try to fight a case. Because in my last video, I made it very clear. I thought his lawsuit had zero merit. But now it was also looking like Atozy didn't have $0 anymore. And so BitBoy started to backtrack. But it's important to say, BitBoy didn't give in quite yet. He did double down one time. He said, quote, "You can't literally make up lies and accusations about people. Hate me all you want. At the end of the day, people will be held accountable." So it wasn't actually until BitBoy's own biggest hero, the guy he looks up to, came to Atozy's defense that he finally buckled. And to understand this one, you have to understand that BitBoy is obsessed with a cryptocurrency called Ripple, or XRP. He calls himself the commander of their XRP army.
Because that's my duty as a supreme leader and commander of the XRP army.
Now, I have to be clear, no one hates this self-title of BitBoy more than the XRP fans, but basically BitBoy makes tons of videos about XRP's legal cases with the SEC. So imagine his surprise when the CTO of Ripple comes to Atozy's defense. David Schwartz says, quote, "Please identify one specific statement that you can prove is a lie. I read your complaint, like I did, and couldn't find a single one. Imagine finding out your hero is on the side of the guy you're trying to sue." And he responds, "I cannot make specific statements until this is over. This wasn't supposed to be public." This whole nonsense. And he says, "I respect you and would love to have this convo." I mean, just hilarious. But David isn't having any of it, and he decides to destroy him with this. "So you're comfortable accusing people of spreading provable lies on Twitter, but suddenly uncomfortable when asked to show one specific instance of a provable lie?" I mean, guys, he's totally right. BitBoy keeps saying oh, there's all these provable lies, but you look at his complaint and there's nothing concrete. So finally, I guess BitBoy got the memo. And less than 48 hours after all this became public, BitBoy decided he was dropping the lawsuit.
This wasn't supposed to get this far. So at this point, like I said, there is nothing really we can do. The money that came in on his side, the lawsuit was never about money. So hopefully, Atozy, now that we're going to be officially dropping this, I emailed my lawyer about 15 minutes before we went on air here. So that is going to be happening.
Now listen, guys, when he dropped it at first, I was very excited for Atozy, to be honest, because here's a guy who was in trouble. Now he's not, great. Atozy announced that he was going to refund everyone who donated to him, which is the right thing to do. It's awesome. Everybody sort of wins. But then I kind of thought about it for a second, and I got angry. Because rewind that clip for a second and really listen to what BitBoy is saying.
So at this point, like I said, there is nothing really we can do. The money has came in on his side. The lawsuit was never about money.
There's nothing you can do because the money came in on his side? What is that about? Suddenly the guy you're in a legal battle with has the funds to fight his case and that makes your lawsuit worthless? Do you guys understand what he's saying there? There's nothing we can do because the money came in on his side. Nothing about the facts of the case have changed here, guys. The only thing that's really changed is everyone found out about it and Atozi got money to actually defend himself. The fact that that is what seems to have made BitBoy drop his case is so telling for the fact that this was all about bullying him in the first place. Because look, I mean, what else has changed? I think this was a play by BitBoy, who knows he's a millionaire, he knows Atozi's not, and he basically wants to punish him for criticizing him too heavily. And when that backfired, I think he backed out of it. And it wasn't just this statement that BitBoy said when he was basically dropping the lawsuit that was questionable. He also said this.
We did not want this to become public. I guess when I decided to do this back in November, I wanted to keep this behind closed doors. I've had another lawsuit. It was behind closed doors. And it worked out great.
Yeah, he wanted to keep it behind closed doors. He's sorry it got out. It's already suspicious when you start to talk like that. But I also don't know if this is really true because BitBoy knew this thing would become public, which is like what confused me about this whole thing. Because way back in December, guys, of 2021, I knew BitBoy was planning to sue Atozi, and I told him that I was going to make a video about it because I thought it was frivolous and bullying, and I gave him a media request to respond to. Here's the email proving it. So this whole thing of like, oh, I expected it to be private, I didn't know it would be leaked to the press, that's why I'm suddenly changing my mind. That's not true. BitBoy knew for like 7-8 months that this was going to be covered. So it's just funny that he's like, oh, I thought this would be behind closed doors. No. You thought you could get away with it, and you couldn't. He thought nobody was going to come to Atozi's aid. He thought that the only people who would support Atozi are kids borrowing from their mom's purse. But I just wanted to celebrate this win and let you guys know that your direct support just ends up making a huge difference, and it prevents people from getting legally bullied, because this happens all the time, and it's not always a big YouTuber with millions of subscribers who can afford to fight it and can draw attention to it. It's oftentimes little YouTubers who don't have a voice. So I wanted to draw attention to that scummy behavior and then also celebrate the win in this case of how he fought back, and we won. Because it's actions like this that makes this community so cool to be a part of. Enjoy the win for now. I'll see you in the next one.